Right, I'm on your Google Classroom and we're on classwork and you can see this gas logbook example. So I just want to quickly whip through so you can see the page that went through all your information. So I'll put my name there, it's a candidate, obviously it's your name, expert witness, whoever you work with, etc. etc. Just want to go down and just recap on stuff that we did. Page 8 obviously is crucial, and what we're focusing on at the moment, or what you're focusing on, is assessment 3, 4 and 5, everything in the orange. That's what you want to be doing. Fill that bit in. So you're going to write in there, or if you've got a CV, you'll click and it'll open a CV. To put a link in. You ignore the green because that's to do with your assessor, but the orange section you're putting in. So if we look here, I've just put a dummy gas safeguard in, then you'll put the details all in this section where prompted. I've highlighted the 9189 in green there to tell you exactly what you're doing. So you are doing planning and preparation. You are doing pipework install, meter install no, gas boiler and water install, gas boiler and water service, gas boiler and water fault find. So that's what you're doing. So this bit here, you fill in when you've finished. Planning and preparation I've highlighted in green there because one can come from the workplace and you can do one in the second one in the workplace or centre. So we worked through this. I just put Daffodil Avenue down, install gas pipe from meter to boiler, removal of combination boiler and installation of system boiler and cylinder. Now you can actually put in there, and our assessor has said he'd like to see in a 3-bedroom property or whatever it may be, a bungalow. So I'll put a bit more detail in there if possible. Tools and plant required, you're going to list those. Work programming, you're going to list those, but this one here, system or component, so remember what we spoke about there. This thought, it says system or component, these can be included purge requirements, pipe sizing, chimney sizing, ventilation requirements. So all your calculations are going to go in there. Now you can do them as links there, or you can do images and drag those in. Because it's electronic, you can do whatever you want with it. Highlighted in green what should be on. So on that materials list, it's not just the gas pipework and the boiler. If you recall, we're putting a cylinder in, so that should appear on there as well. Technical documents that you've looked at, so you're going to have British standards, manufacturer's literature, you might have approved document A, you might have approved document G, L, whatever it may be that you've looked at and put on there. Pre-installation checks, you're going to follow your nose on that as discussed and fill the bits and pieces in. That's PP2, so we'll skip past that because it's same as PP1. Then we're going to pipework install, and we're going to go past the green, go to the orange, and you can see we've filled stuff in. And you can see it's Daffodil Avenue again, but here I put it's linked with PP1 because that was the design I did, and it's linked with install gas boiler as well. So we've highlighted what we need there. You can see that type of stuff that we've highlighted. But when I've highlighted some stuff, I've actually put in identify any deficiencies. So it's mentioned checks carried out. But what did you find? Here we've got must put some detail of the job in here even if there are no issues. So put some information. You can't just leave it blank. Identify safe disposal. So I'll put an example in there. Record of pipework installed inclusive of types of materials. So there's examples in there. You could go further than that, but there are some examples. And then this section here. Now, every single one of these we discussed, and I was saying to you, got to put a sentence or two or a paragraph about each one, because this is you describing how you actually carried that out. Now, don't forget, this is pipework, right? Pipework. So this section here should be you talking about how you installed that pipework from the meter to the boiler, safely remove the meter, etc., and put it all back together with new pipework. So then we move on, go past all the other bits of pipework that you can use. install gas boiler. Now we should see, when we get to the orange here, we should see Daffodil Avenue, which we've got, and it's linked with planning and preparation 1, which was the planning that we did, and that pipework installation that we've just seen. So I've just shown you. So Daffodil Avenue, type of boiler, visual inspection of area was passed. So that's referring to, is it in the right location, etc. Tightness test, adequate ventilation. Now I put not applicable here because it wasn't in a compartment. So a compartment is a room of less than 5 cubic meters, so just remember that. Installation record, flue type and flow test, not applicable. It's a room sealed fan fluid appliance. And this stuff here where I put from MI, you're going to get that information and the pressure, what it should be, what it actually is, and gas rate. You're going to calculate that and record that in there. We move down, and then again we've got a description of the work. Now this is a description of you installing the boiler. You've already told us how you're going to install the pipework. So this is a list again of how you've actually approached putting the boiler on the wall and connecting pipework to it. So I'm not going to go through them, but each one of those you need a sentence or two or a paragraph outlining how you did the task. And you can see there's manufacturer's literature there that the assessor will want to see. We'll carry on down, go past all the others, and we get to service. So these are direct observation services because they're in green, so the assessor will fill them in when they see you. But here is one that's filled in, and it's got Daffodil Avenue on it. And again, let's imagine it's a year's past, and you've got to fill information in. We talked about this, we went through it. So what we're saying with initial results and final results, when you got there, fire it up, do some analysing before you start, then do some after you've serviced it. Ignition system operation, tell us how it works. Safety devices, tell us what they are and tell us whether they've passed or failed. Did you find any deficiencies or any unsafe situations while you're carrying out the service? Put it in there. Tightness test and working pressure is box standard. Spillage test and ventilation. Well, you've already covered that on the Daffodil Avenue one, so you know that it's not going to be applicable, but tell us why. Flue flow test, and then the rate, gas rate and heat input. Put your calculations and your findings in there. In this section, you actually type out how you actually did the service. What did you actually do? Following manufacturer's literature, etc., and put stuff in like that. As we move down, we're going to come to faults. So we've got a fault one here. Excuse me. Daffodil Avenue again, backs in, no heating. So the specific tools tell us here how you actually recorded the diagnostic checks and any unsafe situations. So let's put that in there and follow your nose through. Key thing here is how did you do it? This section, identify procedure followed to correct the fault. So what did you actually do and how did you repair it? Excuse me. Right, that should do us for now.